settled in.
This is weird because...
Yeah.
Do we look at each other? Do we look at the camera? What do we do?
Oh, that's really interesting.
I guess we look at each other probably.
I guess so. That's
a little
funny.
intimate. I know, I'm so used to talking to you.
On the screen, and then, but I'm never looking up at the camera because that would be crazy. Yeah. I'm looking at the screen at you, the screen version of you,
a little
and
bit.
Of course yourself,
a little tiny corner,
yeah. That's great. Well, listeners, welcome to the pod. I'm Amy.
I'm Amanda,
and we probably
have a plan.
The single teacher and her best friend don't really care about their brand. If you're still here, that means you're listening. So you probably understand. Ooh, we probably have a plan. We probably have a plan.
That felt organic. So then it's like a little give and take, a tete-a-tete. Was that the thing?
Tete-a-parte, tuna tartare.
Tuna tartare. Like a little tuna tartare. Je m'appelle Ami. That felt nice because we didn't actually really intro the podcast last time.
No, and we definitely didn't talk about what our outro is going to be that we're going to record.
No, we didn't do that. So we'll figure that out when we can. But listeners, we are together. Again, maybe that's Amanda. We are together in the flesh in the greater Nashville area, in my parents' house,
of all places.
Yep. It's like, oh, did you have a good visit with your parents? No, because they're not here.
Yeah.
We just got off the phone with them, and they are in Orange Beach, Alabama, and we just took over their home. We've thrown 2 blow-up parties.
Yeah, the one was planned and one was not, but yeah, I mean, we've been peddling people through, you know?
Yeah, we've had a few little dinner parties, lots of children.
Again, all your family, we should be.
True, yeah, when I say blow-up party, I mean the different, the... sister of the podcast,
sure,
and her children and husband, and then big brother Shawn and his wife and their children. But they all seem to just really bond really nicely.
That part's been really nice.
Yeah, we've had a great time. And now we're like, oh, we better record an episode of the podcast while we're here together. But we figured we'd give you an update on our lives. How many times we've changed our personalities, of course.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I just recently, as in 4 minutes ago, might take on a new personality, people, and it's a fun one.
Okay, yeah.
So,
tell us.
Well, we're getting ready to record, and also already I left my phone that has the notes of all the things we were going to talk about.
Perfect.
That realization hit me as soon as we started recording.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
So that's great. Okay. But that's not my new personality. Mm-hmm. I went to go grab my beverage, which I often call a bevy. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, I gotta go get my bevy. And you said, what? And then I said, as I'm walking out, I have to go get my friend Beverly.
I like that.
And then immediately I was like, well, I love that. And then I said, I might do that all the time. And then you laughed. And then husband Shawn is sitting in the living room outside of this door. And he had a really cute smile on his face. That was like, he liked it, how silly it was. And how much I enjoyed it. So anyways, me and Beverly here are just, that didn't do as good of a...
No,
that was plastic. Mm-hmm. It wasn't. It's glass.
I'm really glad that your joke landed with him because, as you know, not all jokes have landed.
Sure. This has been a tough... I hope, and I know Amy knows she's loved.
Sure.
And she's secure, but...
Yeah.
This has been a tough weekend for you.
Yes. Yeah, I had some really dark moments. I think when I have a lot of people over and I'm hosting and entertaining a lot of people, which I genuinely love to do, and yet I get a bit, I don't know if anxiety is the word, but...
Just a little high
strung, for sure. And so then I'm like, I want everyone to have a good time. Everyone's smiling, and then not smiling, but does everyone have a Beverly?
It's Beverly there, yeah.
It's how's everyone's Beverly situation going? So I'll check on everyone, and then every now and then I'll pipe in kind of the bigger group also the major group. Okay.
Right, the major click.
The major click that's happening. And I'll just like step in, kind of lean my whole body in with a joke or with a comment. And sometimes it'll be like a joke. And other times it'll be like, I think I'm saying something really smart.
Sure.
And listeners, a few different times I leaned in and said something and it just wasn't right, but it felt really smart and cool. And then it was an immediate shutdown. So one situation was they were talking about mountains and where we're going to the Feast of Tabernacles. If you don't know what I'm talking about, listen to the Feast of Tabernacles episode. Go on back. Memory lane. But they said maybe we'll go to a mountainous feast site, as we would call it. Cool. And then Big Brother Shawn is like, yeah, they have 12s there.
Sure.
And I said, I leaned forward to my sister, friend of the pod, Amber, and said, that means 12,000. And everyone's right now, you're listening, you're like, oh, wow, super smart. But then I ended with square feet.
But again, if you could have delivered it in a comedic way, it would have been great.
It wasn't trying to be funny. It was trying to be smart. And that's where I went wrong. I mean, I am smart, but like trying to be smart is where you're always going to like take a wrong turn. And so I said, that means 12,000 square feet. Like confidently, like cool. And then just the whole table's like, eyes like, Amy, no. Like, and then I said, oh, like, hands over your face, like, no, Amy, no. Like, that's not right. But I couldn't really figure out what was wrong with it. I knew it was wrong. But then I'm like, is it just feet I need to say? And they're like, yeah, like, it's just up, like that many feet up, not square feet. It's a wide mountain.
Sure.
Anyway, yeah.
I wasn't even there for that.
Yeah. So then you came. So at that point,
I was gone 6-7 minutes. That was it.
6-7.
Oh,
I'm
no!
sorry. No, it's not. I don't control that anymore. That's the environment that I'm in.
This is a hostile environment.
It really is. We went to a gym today to watch a basketball game of my nephew, and while we were in there with me and Amanda and the whole, truly a squad of people, I spotted some different 6-7s that were in some artwork and different cards in the sports complex. Because
how can you not?
How can you not? And then Amanda came back, and I was just kind of shut down and quiet. She's like, "How's it going, guys?" And everyone was like, just. And then they were leaning into me, or leaning into the situation, and
I think
really
I was greeted with, what drives me crazy about you? I think it's what I was
they were like, what makes you what is like, what do you not like about it?
Yeah,
basically, and I was like, oh, okay.
Like, well, she doesn't turn off the lights really well. She's really bad at that.
Yeah, but it turned into a roast.
It did, and you told me, you said, things have changed. It's now a roast of Amy. And
I was
like, great.
Like,
let's have a seat and just,
the tide has definitely changed. Yeah, and I don't turn off any lights. I just, I like things being lit more ways than one. No. And I feel safety when I can see things, because darkness is evil, Yeah. So, sorry, I guess I'm just like biblically sound.
I care about the Bible, but.
Yeah, it's fine if you don't, but like, I like things to be like where you can see them, because it exposes,
Sure.
bad things when things are lit.
Yeah.
And I can see them. And so when I leave my home, most of my lights are on.
Yeah.
Not most of them, that's not true. Like the bedroom light or whatever, but I have like, similar to as Amanda's learning, my mom, because we are, again, can't emphasize enough, staying in my parents' home. I stayed in my parents' bedroom, like the queen of the castle, because we had so many
overnight
families,
guests.
overnight guests, children everywhere throughout the house. That made the most sense. I really enjoyed it, actually.
Turns out,
great. Yeah. There's just a full bath that's connected to the bedroom. I've never had
a master suite.
A master suite. It's really nice. Like that little wing of the house is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, so a roast of Amy at the dinner table. Mm-hmm. Should we dive into breakfast time? Do we hold that to middle ground? We can keep the people...
Keep them guessing, really.
What happens at breakfast, but...
Yeah, okay. So that was... The square feet was a real low for me, but then another big thing that, like, I guess we just need to lean in and just go for it with the breakfast burritos.
Okay.
So I spent too long during the Super Bowl, really, like, preparing all of these breakfast burritos, because I thought on this morning, me and Amanda and her husband and their 4 children and big brother, you know, and
his
big
wife
brother
and
Shawn
2
and his wife, and then their children. I'm going to make breakfast burritos for all of us. And I did so great. They're all, and then I froze them. It was wonderful. And then I go,
you hyped, wait. You know, we knew these breakfast burritos were coming, I should say.
Absolutely.
And as rightfully so, you told me ahead of time you'd prep them, and I loved that. And then you whispered a little ditty that on the tinfoil, you had written jokes. So we were excited about that, but again, you know, didn't want to ruin the surprise. And then, you know, we mentioned them Saturday night a couple times.
Yeah, like, and then Amanda
don't
was
forget,
even like,
there's breakfast burritos.
Yeah, like, should we make biscuits or should we do that? And I'm like, well, the breakfast burritos.
Yeah.
So we kept bringing up these breakfast burritos. Well, the children had been up for several hours before the breakfast burritos ever even, like, began to leave the freezer and different things. Because I guess kids wake up very early, and I do not.
Sure.
And that's so, I emerged, and they had a few lives, you know, the last couple days before I woke up. And I think I emerged basically like 8:45.
Yeah. It wasn't
when I
too
like
bad.
walked out, and I normally had like sort of a made up face. Like I kind of like it took me a second to get my life together before emerging. And so anyway, so I did that, and then I mean, how long did it take?
I think we ate at 10:30.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So those breakfast burritos. I can't understand it. It was at $3.50, which maybe is just way too low.
Yeah.
But
and they started straight frozen.
Yes, just straight up frozen on a big cookie sheet in the foil. So I was like, I'm just going to throw them all in there, easy, no cleanup at all, basically.
Yes, yeah.
Like, let's do it. Even though, you know, of course, I'd written the jokes on the tinfoil. Yeah, that was terrible. So it was like a full...
Well, and just each time that you checked them after your timer, you could just tell your inner safety sense of, you know, who you were and your capability just...
It dropped a
cracked.
lower.
Yeah, and it happened...
So many times.
How many? I mean
4
times.
5
timers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just kept going to check it, and it'd be like, literally, like, listeners, I'm talking like 20 more minutes, 15 more minutes. And there's still, it was, at a certain point, it was just shocking. I was like, no, I'm serious. How is it not done?
Yeah.
My mind doesn't understand what's happening. Why are they not done? So then finally we take them out and we put them in the air fryer after 45 minutes.
If not longer, yeah.
And they still just kind of weren't done. And we were like, well,
they were done, but they weren't like radiating massive levels of heat like we wanted them to.
Right. We wanted to be like, ooh, you know, let me open up the foil and let it breathe a little bit, and then I'm going to eat it. So, yeah, that was really crazy.
So we just watched Amy deteriorate in front of our eyes a little bit.
Yeah, and I did. It's not even funny. Like, I just started, was I like aggressive?
No, you could just, like, you were literally cracking.
Just very like,
visible cracks were happening.
And then just saying things about myself that were like, well, I guess I'll just, you know, like, it was just little, like, side comments that...
And then the children really took you down a notch because,
man.
You know, we had hyped up these jokes. And so then it was like, well, the children's burritos weren't going to have jokes on them because they were too small.
Yeah, they're crinkly.
The burrito size were too small and they were too crinkly. So then it was like, well... We took the kids out and opted to not air fry because really they don't need it piping hot anyways. And so, but then you were reading jokes off of your phone and the room was just, it was ice cold.
It was as cold as the burritos still in the oven.
Sure,
and because the big burritos, like the grown-up burritos that had a little bit of chili, were really good.
Oh, I mean, I was going to gush about them afterwards. So.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Those were still, in fact, cold. So they were still in the oven heating up while we gave the kids ones. And it was a combination. It was a combination of the kids not liking any of my jokes that I was telling. Which... I mean, I'm, like, really funny, so it's really confusing.
Right, it's like, what's even going on?
But it's as if they had all agreed, like, we're going to act like...
And mostly it was my son, let's be real.
Yes,
it was my son.
Particular
he was really a driving force behind it. Yeah.
That decided... Maybe, I guess not even as a group, to himself, I will not be laughing at anything Aunt Amy says this morning.
And he was in a bad mood.
Yes.
So.
And this, to add insult to injury, after I had spent... I don't know, 40 minutes heating up just the kids' burritos. when I say none of them cared or wanted a burrito,
Sure.
I cannot emphasize enough how much they were like, I would rather, get a bee sting in the eye than have one bite of this nasty burrito. That is how they treated it. But I'm like, you've all had hash browns, eggs,
they have
turkey
Turns out
sausage.
They love sausage. My kids eat plain tortillas,
cream cheese, like cheese. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was the strangest thing, but because it was in a burrito form, they didn't want it, which is like the best form it could have been in.
Yeah,
it was.
I will say, my youngest daughter did then, finally got into some hash browns. She was like, "It tastes like French fries." It's like, great, love that.
Wonderful.
So she ate the most of my children, but again,
so then just to see them all go, "What is this? We don't like it," and then I'm telling jokes, and they're like, "We don't like that," and then meanwhile the adults are like. I am hungry though, and I'm like, it's not ready yet.
Yeah, lay off me.
Lay off. Oh,
it was tough.
Yeah,
it was tough. But when the burritos, finally emerged from the air fryer, y'all, they were awesome. They were so good. The flavor profile was it had so much depth to it.
Thank you.
And then, I didn't realize till halfway through, I was like, I got a good cream cheese bite. And I was like, oh, this is just marvelous.
The cream cheese is what makes it moist. And then the fluffy eggs in there are going to hold some of that moisture as well, especially after frozen, because then it releases some of the water. I knew it was going to be, there was no question. And yet... It just took a crazy amount of time. I think it's just when you jump from making it for one person or a few to maybe that many, and that's why it took so long. I don't. Anyway.
Well, and then
I'm over it.
And then, arguably after you ate, you leveled out a little bit too. It was a lot of.
I was hungry. For sure, I was hungry.
That was in the mix too.
Yeah, and I was like, "Hey guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all the stuff I said." I came alive after that. Oh, for sure, I came alive.
Sure. So, how many times do you think we've referenced the breakfast burrito since this morning when it happened?
That was this morning?
Yes.
That feels like it was last Tuesday,
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that was this morning. I don't know. We talked about it all morning long. Well, because I kept saying, I'm good. I'm over it. I'm over the burrito thing. I kept announcing it to no one in particular. And then I really did move past it when we were driving back. We were like, we need something to go with our spaghetti.
Yeah.
If we landed on nachos, which is insane, but we'll get to that. But we're in the car, me and Amanda, and we're driving back from the basketball game. And then we get the idea of cheddar baked biscuits. Sure. And so we're in the car we can make biscuits because we talked about them, but of course we had to do the breakfast burrito. As listeners, they're caught up. They get it. And so then we're like, biscuits I guess that could work with Italian. Then we were like, cheddar baked biscuits. That's and then
we
really lit up. Alive. I mean, like a little sparkler.
Yeah, and it was that's what we're doing. Of course,
that's what we're doing. Yeah. That's what we're doing, everyone. Yes, and then I announced. Good. Now I'm over the breakfast burrito, and this was multiple hours. It had not been brought up in many hours.
Well, and then when we were baking said biscuits, we ended up having to add 8 additional minutes. To the it called for 12 minutes, and then we ended up adding an additional 8 minutes to get it. So then I mentioned maybe the oven temp isn't exactly right.
Yes.
And, it's not just you.
I think, the oven was definitely the culprit.
Sure. Thanks, Mom and Dad.
We love you guys. Mom and Dad.
Yeah,
we love that we were able to use your home.
So much. So grateful.
But, it was holding us back.
Did it affect my psyche? I don't know.
Potential. Yeah. Essentially, you just want it to go so well. How do you, when you host people, do you have that sense of I just want to make sure everyone, because it's
I forget about drinks, to be honest. I'm like, do people not drink just water? Because I'm so food focused, and I want everyone to. Yeah. I mean, spoiler alert. I want everyone to be like, that wasn't what you made. How did you made that? And I'm like, me hair flip. I just spent 6 hours in the kitchen. You know, so when I'm hosting, definitely I'm very food focused, and then it's like they're like, hey, do you guys have anything to drink here? Like, my throat's dust, and I'm like, oh, right, do you want to drink? Like, I forget that.
Yeah.
That's not my natural instinct.
Cocktails first.
Yes, and you're so great. Yeah, your presentation, you're all,
you know, but then it's like, if you're also preparing the food, need to do something, or if there's something that's out of the plan. I think I love a pivot. I'm able to do that. That's fine. It's just timing wise, because I do care about presentation and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going, oh, if you need me for something else, that's fine. I mean, case in point today, when we decided to make just a full plate of nachos because brother-in-law Shawn was over and he was afraid we didn't have enough protein in the meal.
Legitimate.
That's fine. He'd eaten 2 things somehow that day. And caring for his 3 children, so that his wife can work on some master's work, because she's an absolute baller. They all are. And so I'm like, yeah, let's do nachos. So then I'm just stopping. I'm starting a little task and then doing that. And then, can you sign in to Peacock? Sure. You know, and it's just like I'm happy to help and do all those things. And then I just say yes to everything because they're my guests.
Yeah.
Instead of like finishing the task at hand.
Sure.
You just keep pivoting.
Yeah. And then you're like, you know.
Yeah. So you helped, Amanda helped pick up the slack on that. So that's good.
No, the burritos were great.
Yeah,
they were really good. And then we packed the kids up and went to a brewery.
Yes.
Which was marvelous.
Yeah, that was
wonderful. I was a little like, I was thinking restaurant vibe, and I'm like, oh man, you know.
Yeah, you seemed a little hesitant, but
not
like mad
eating
about
out.
it.
Well, yeah, again, it's just like eating out with my Again, I can't emphasize, we're not mad about it.
Never. We never were. What do you mean?
Hey, why are you guys changing your name?
Yeah, that's so weird. Yeah, sometimes people ask us questions that I'm like, have you been listening to a thing I've said for the past year or not?
And the answer's no. Yeah, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so we went to a brewery. Yeah, because I was thinking restaurant with my 4 kids. And I'm like, we'll do it. But no, it was so great. It was so great. It was a very low-key, low-pressure, just open room brewery. And there was, this wide open corner space with a couch. And so we parked our kids in that little nook.
And a bunch of board games.
Super
and like kid friendly and like please
totally.
Go. Like I didn't see an adult go like
no.
Like not for a second.
No, not at all. And we remembered that we had our church bags in the car, which had church blankets and rugs and such. So we laid those down. We got cozy on the floor while the adults sat on chairs and couches, and they played Guess Who and Hi Ho Cheerio and Connect 4, and we got really good beer.
Yeah, the beer was great.
I really enjoyed mine. It was like a vanilla cream. Marvelous.
That one was really good. I got a blonde ale of some sort. A little plug, if you're in Springfield, Tennessee, which I'm not there very often anymore because I don't work near there anymore, but BS Brew Works is what it's called, and it's great. It
was really great.
Plug because they're great.
If
you're ever in the area.
Great. And we, played with the kids, and then they had an outdoor patio with like clear curtain situation, which it was kind of gray and rainy. So we were like, oh, we don't want to go outside. Well, turns out they have really marvelous heaters, so we did go outside.
Wonderful.
I mean, just the most exhilarating experience.
So we're out there. We're all fine. We're all enjoying. The kids are true. It was so. I don't know why I didn't anticipate this. I was probably just selfishly thinking about like me and my friend Amanda and our time together.
Me and my gang.
We rock. But the way that all of the babies just bonded together was so sweet. And so they all just were like, because when the kids first talk to each other, kids are a little awkward because
when we first got Saturday, they were like, at church, and I was like, go say hi, and they're like,
go say hi.
But then by the time
they're around your age, and no one wants, no kid wants to hear an adult say, you should play with so-and-so. They're around your age. And you're like, I'd rather do anything else. Like, I would never talk to them. I'd rather listen to
your boring conversation.
Of course. And not laugh at your jokes or eat your burritos. And so that's what we all thought. But then we, like, blinked. And at church, like, all the little girls are, like, holding hands.
Yes,
and
truly
walking
holding
around.
hands. Yeah.
Just, like, laughing and whatever else. It was just the most wonderful thing. So we're outside in the little heated patio. And then out of nowhere, everyone's like, a train's coming. So it's right next to
the
the
brewery.
train tracks.
I mean, yeah,
the brewery.
1 block away from the train tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so ding, 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 ding. You know, the little thing is coming down, and I mean, all the children stopped like dead in their tracks and ran over and just looked and stared and cheered for it.
And I mean, I definitely
train.
was like, arms up. What?
That's crazy.
And just, we couldn't believe it. And then, and it went so fast. It was exhilarating, but we agreed. It was a great train because it wasn't too loud.
Absolutely, I know.
But it was just fast enough. And then we all, as adults, cheered
just
after the train. We were like, guys, that was amazing. And we all
great
cheered.
work, everybody. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It was really marvelous.
It was, I think the other adults enjoyed us around. I know that we were kind of loud, but they were like,
when that train, that first train came through, I think they enjoyed it.
Yeah. When the second
spoiler alert, a second train came through,
and everyone freaked out again.
And again, it was maybe 9 minutes after the first. Like it was so uncharacteristically quick after the first train. We're like, what? Another train?
Can you believe it? Like, what's crazy?
And they
which,
seemed
if you're in that area, we're like, well, yeah, because that train is. I mean, it's going all the live long day.
Sure.
But yeah, the people around us, I don't know.
They did eventually leave. They went inside.
Also, like, bye, have a good day, you know.
Yeah, but that was marvelous.
Yeah. They love the train.
Mm-hmm. And then, we were getting ready to leave to go to your nephew's basketball game, which was like 3 minutes away. Mm-hmm. And we're walking out and we're about to get in the van, and my daughter goes, I hear another train! And it was like a whistle far off, and then we're like, oh! And we were outside closer to the train tracks at this point. And then we stood, and then I was like, no, I mean, you're right. I did hear it too, but like, I don't see it. So we were walking back to the van, and it was misting, I should say. It was kind of chilly, windy, and misty. So it was like, all right, we got to cut it.
The plan was to go for a walk today, but that never happened because of the rain. And that was just...
We ended up having a great day.
Not even fun at all compared to the fun day we had.
Sure, had we known what was the potential,
we couldn't have known. There's no way to know.
But then, just a few moments later, we heard it again, and a third train.
Uno, dos, tres.
I was gonna go cuatro.
Yeah, for sure.
But again, a third train came through, and a long one.
Yeah,
because we were like, oh no, we got a jet. We're going to be late for the game. We absolutely were. But we wouldn't have made it even if we'd made it out of the restaurant, because that train lasted easily 6 minutes. It just felt, I don't know, but it lasted a really long time. Yeah. And again, everyone was just eyes plastered, couldn't believe it.
Well, and that was perfect for me because I did not see this all occur because, I get to talking. And so I was, I found 2 people at the brewery that I knew. Mm-hmm. One of which I was like, now where do I know you from? And so then I went over and she and I chatted. I was like, I took your watercolor class 10 years ago or something. And so we're talking about that. I'm like, well, that's just great. Well, how are you? So then I chatted with her. And then on the way out, when y'all were discovering a new train, thankfully, and not like fuming in the car, like we need to go, because we did need to go, and I was the one that told them, and then well, I'll finish my thought and then move on to a new fun thought that popped in my head. But then I saw another person that I knew that I kind of worked for, sort of do, for some art, like adult art classes that I get to teach on the side, which is like wonderful. And so I see her, and we just have like some real moments. Like we don't cry, but we have like real emotional, like deep conversation. And I'm like, they're all outside. So then, thankfully, there was another train that was saving me. No, I paused to laugh for a moment because I'm like, y'all, we kind of need to, it's about that time to leave.
Yes.
And I said that, and much like in this, listeners, you're listening and not seeing me, but I'm holding a beverage that has about...
Well, pause, because your brother was waiting on food, and it was like, oh no, it's 1:45, the game starts at 2 and their food hasn't come.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, they're gonna have to like scarf their food on and take it to go.
Totally.
And you were saying all that whilst holding a stemmed glass in your hand,
just almost full of beer, like just completely full of
7/8 full of beer.
Yes. And so I was like, guys, like I guess you can get it to go. Like I'm trying to think logically, but again, I'm just holding basically a full beer. And then Amanda goes, well, Amy, I guess you need to kind of hurry on yours. Like, she's being nice about it or whatever. And then I looked, and apparently my face was like
pure shock. Pure shock. Like, how did this even get into my hand?
But I guess I, you know. And then everyone just watched my real-time reaction, and their eyes got big. Like, how does she not see or know that she's holding that? Like, it's head. Like, she not feel the weight of it. And I'm like, I don't know.
No, it was great because you looked at it, and your eyes got really. Oh,
I guess you know.
Like, again, we need to leave in 4 minutes.
And I'm telling them, like almost like, I guess I'll meet you over there, but like, obviously I'm on my way.
Of judgment. It wasn't judgment, but you're like, sucks for you guys. You're going to have to take your food and go. And while you're holding an entire beer.
And then to be, just to see it in my hand again and to feel the weight of it and just to see how high it was. I guess I better get a move on too. That was truly shocking.
That was good. Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Okay, this is completely pivoting, but seeing my nails in the, again, this is an audio podcast, but listeners, my nails look fire. I mean, they look really good. I've been quite anxious lately about a multitude of things, and so I decided to treat myself to get my nails done, get some little like acrylic little thing, like extensions on there, and just go really, really pink in honor of Elle Woods, because I just rewatched Legally Blonde to take over
Valentine's Day weekend.
Well, yes. So I went to go get my nails done, and it's like bright pink and all these beautiful things. And then the next day at school, and listener, spoiler alert, we do not celebrate Valentine's Day for a multitude of reasons, but just look it up. And so the next day at school, it's like all the Valentine's Day parties, and my students are like, "Wow, Miss Duncan," because I went from like a true rags to riches story, like just super nubby, like horrible little like stumpy nails, to like long almond shaped like a light pink, and then it goes into a design, and then into a really like fuchsia pink. I did not celebrate Valentine's Day. It was just a little mistake. But also, you don't own pink.
Sure. Yeah, you can wear pink.
I'm a girl.
Yeah,
we own pink. And so, anyway, but then that made me think about my new life and taking control of my life, and that made me think about my other new personality, because yours is
Beverly.
Beverly.
Well,
Yours is, I was like, what just happened?
Sure,
Beverly.
Yeah, Beverly.
So your new personality, Amanda's, is Beverly, and my new personality is, which Amanda unfortunately has seen me tell every one of my family members.
Separately. Okay.
She has watched the show, and then this happened, and Amanda's off in the corner like, well, she's telling that story again.
And I guess 4 minutes and 30 seconds left on this one.
Yeah, to just, I guess, brag about my life, but
go ahead and start from the beginning.
Okay, so I'm super healthy now. In that, I decided to buy an alarm clock. Because I have entered into my era of a phone-free bedroom.
That was fireworks.
I'm going to let that sink in for the listeners. Sure. I'm like, wow, okay, she's doing really well. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe like, it's been a transformative week.
Yeah, I might be better than you. I don't know.
I mean, I scrolled and bought things unnecessarily right before bed. But before then, I plugged my phone up right outside my room, and I waved to it. I said, bye. It's really like...
That's great, yeah.
Like
a child.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Unfortunately, am incapable of just not looking at my phone and scrolling. Not even necessarily social media, but like late night... Not even Amazon shopping, maybe, but if it's like all of my thoughts, as all of us probably do, right? At the end of the day,
you're not isolated in this.
Yes, right. I'm assuming listeners write in, comment, like, and subscribe, but to the show. But like that's when everything kind of slows down. You're finally just like in a silent position, right? And then it's like, all the things you need to do either for tomorrow or whatever else, and you feel like everything like needs to be taken care of or like fixed right in that moment, or at least my brain does. So then I'm just like on my phone, like sometimes setting alarms or reminders and different things.
Yeah.
Which is not necessarily like horrible things, but it's also just like, and then, okay, well then I'll pull up YouTube, or I'll pull up this other thing, or this other device that I'm using that's not Instagram, to try to like not get on that, or Pinterest or something like that. So then it's just literally, truly, unfortunately, an addiction. And so I'm just click, 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 like my phone knows, and it's literally designed to do that. And I get that. But so I'm like, you know what? If I'm still awake, then I can keep my journaling Bible, like literally sitting on my bed, so I can, with a few like really good different size of, pens and stuff like that, like to journal Bible, that kind of thing. I can have that. And then my newest like hardcover book that I just bought, or like, in the flesh book, like I can sit up and read that. And I always feel so much better if like I'm not on my phone or looking at a screen or whatever right before. And there's so many studies and stuff like it's it's an obvious thing that I should, be able to just have it next to me or whatever. But it hasn't worked out yet because I just end up finding it. So yeah, that's. So
you have an alarm clock.
I do, and so that was the biggest worry. It's like I'm not going to get up on time, or I'm not going to whatever else. But like, I mean, or like, what if the power goes out? It's like, well, but so this alarm clock has, like, we can put it in the show notes, which I'm really going to work on to do. So hopefully, listeners, you saw in the first episode, I've tried to like really during the editing process write out anything that we plugged or said, and then I'll try to put links or like reminders of what we plugged and what we said for ways that you can look those things up, because we said that we would do that in the first season, so I'm excited to do that in season 2. I just think that's cool. But yeah, so it has like backup batteries in it. So then if the power goes off or something, like the alarm should hold itself, over until the morning or whatever. So yeah.
Well, and you also are keeping like a notepad, right?
Yes, a physical notepad and a pen next to my bed like the olden days. But so like, I have this idea, or I have this thing, or like,
don't forget to,
my packing list for this weekend at my parents' was a physical list where I just went through and wrote everything out that I needed, and then in the morning I just had to look back at my writing like, okay, I said this, this. Like, instead of a digital list, just like physically make one. And I don't know, I think it's going great.
It's going great. So you separately, informed everyone.
I did. Yeah.
Good.
Well, it feels like something I wanted to share. And then it's like I have a lot of siblings.
Yeah,
I just do. And so then their spouses are like another sibling. So then you're like, well, but it's just funny that Amanda witnessed all that. So then it just looks like all I do is tell one story about myself to everyone. And that is sort of true,
sometimes,
but not in an icky way. It's just like, I don't know. So, yeah.
One thing that I do remember on my list from my phone that's not currently with us was we drove with my daughter, Lucy, and leading up to this trip, we call her Aunt Amy, and I think it was like 2 days before our trip, my daughter was like, is she really our aunt? And I was like, no, we just call her Aunt Amy, and just kind of left it, and then she's like, okay, and then she's 7, soon to be 8, and she's very into BFFs.
Yes.
And so then I remembered that, and I said, yeah, no, she's not our aunt, but she's mommy's BFF, and her face just lit up. Yeah. She's like, oh, okay. And then we're driving here, which was on the list, and we can get to that. But we're in the public restroom at a gas station in separate stalls, and she's from across the stall goes, was Aunt Amy in your wedding? Was she a bridesmaid? Like, she was. And you could tell there was a sense of relief. She's like, oh, okay.
Oh, man. Almost like as if I didn't know, like,
sure.
If I wasn't, then that'd be tough for me to hear or something.
Well, or I think, it just confirms the BFF status. That's how I took it.
Okay, great. Okay, yeah.
Because she's very into, like, we have, like, a wedding dress sticker book thing that we got her when, for the feast, and it's like design your own wedding dress, and there's bridesmaids, so just really introduced this whole tiaras and they're all stickers, so you just put them on the dolls or whatever in the book. But like, she's been very very into that for a while, and so she was really excited to specifically see you. Like, she was really excited to see Aunt Amy, and like, she's just getting a little bit older, so she just wants to spend some girl time. So anyways, she was in the car with us. You drove my children without me.
I did.
And two of my children, they wanted to ride home with you from church.
We're like, we want to ride with that Amy. We went. I was like, I know listeners are probably confused because they're like, the same children that didn't laugh at her jokes or like her burritos.
True.
That was a different night. I know, different day, different vibe.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so they rode home with you from church and along with your sister-in-law, Sharon. So I was like, yeah, I'm not riding in the backseat. I'll ride home with my husband. Mm-hmm. So you had my 2 children then.
We had the best time.
Yeah, and then she wanted to ride home with us from the basketball game. And, she kind of just absorbed. She didn't say a whole lot. Of course, I was in there, so I really kind of ruined the vibe for her.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're very cool, but you're also her mom.
Exactly, yeah. So she's, yeah.
Anyway.
I really wish it was just Amy and I. She did say that on the way home from church one day. I said, how'd it go? She's like, I really just wanted it to be Aunt Amy and I. And I was like, well, I just don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah. Which again, she's like, well, this is why...
I really don't want you here.
Yeah. Because you say stuff like that,
So, you and I were jamming out to our playlist.
Oh, yeah.
And we went really hard on Faith Hill, Tim McGraw duet.
Yeah, like we never loved it
at all. Yeah.
Yeah, we were singing that. Oh, yeah. How did she describe it later?
That we were screaming.
Yeah.
Or yelling. Did she say yelling? I think she said yelling. And it was like, okay.
So y'all were just like yelling.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, we're like singing, jamming.
Passionately.
Like, oh yeah.
And
so he said, did you forget the magic? The
passion. Oh, we get that great.
Yeah. We said really good.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. What car were you in?
That was just a hit to the old self-esteem train.
Totally. Yeah. I mean,
but also
for me, that was so low on the list with all that I got through today that I was just like, that's fine. Like, it's kind of like, you can tell me I'm not tall, but I'm like, I know I'm a fabulous singer. Like,
you're like, I
in
know
the car.
I was,
like,
of course.
I know this, I know the parts to this song very well. Like, that I feel confident in. It's everything else that I struggle with,
Sure, yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, and that was country music.
Yeah.
Which could segue us into our discussion last night.
With
Germany.
Yes, with my brother. So Big Brother Shawn was here, which shout out to them because Big Brother
really
Shawn and sister-in-law Sharon, like, they do not have off President's Day weekend because I guess regular people's jobs don't have that off. It's really confusing.
Question mark?
So I don't know, y'all are, if you're confused, we were too. But yes, Big Brother Shawn, I think maybe, I don't know if you guys have siblings out there, like, I love a passion project. I love a, like, so-and-so's super into whatever it is. Little brother Shawn is very into disc golf. And just talks about it, eats, sleeps, and breathes it. And sometimes, you want to be like, why? But it's their thing. And you love that they love something. And they're out doing the thing that they love. And that's just like, that's truly the best. So Big Brother Shawn last night gets on a kick where he's like, what does he even use? What is that called?
Oh, I couldn't even tell you. Well,
it's a musical streaming service that he's like referring to. He's like, oh, well, I just pulled up the song on, and then he said a phrase or an app or something that he said it confidently, which as he should have, I suppose. But the room fell like, what do you say? Please say more.
Well, because we were already listening to music. Somehow we got on the topic of Garth Brooks. Oh, we were talking about concerts. Here it was.
Concerts.
We were talking about concerts, and then that led us to Garth Brooks, and I was like, oh, yeah, he's not even on Spotify. Because you were like, I don't know if I even really know. And we're like, no.
And I only knew one song.
But it was like, you would, like, we knew you would know. But it was like, he's not even on Spotify. So then we were talking about that, and then I was like, well, we got to look up this song. So then Big Brother Shawn pulls out his phone.
He found a moment, an opportunity.
But then it was like, it wasn't revealed right away what he was using. So it was like, oh, well, here's this song, the live from Germany version. And it was like, but okay.
Like, how did you even?
Yeah, so.
And it wasn't YouTube. It was clearly some other
he didn't say that,
thing.
though.
Right.
I did think it was YouTube at first. And that's why I was like, why did you pick this of all the.
Yeah, like, did you go to page 50 on the suggested tab?
Yeah, and your sister-in-law, Sharon, and I knew all of the songs. So she and I were making a lot of eye contact.
Totally. She's like, oh, well, this song. And me and
but you and
brother Shawn were like.
And then again,
same
plays
house,
another song.
Same, no connection to Garth Brooks.
Yeah, plays another song first, whatever. And again, it's the live from Germany, and we're just like, what? And that's when he reveals.
Yeah.
that he's using. It started with like a Q or a K or a. I want to say Qdoba, but that's you called it Qdoba.
Qdoba.
Though, but
I was like, Qdoba, like making a joke because it sounds like that word, but I don't know what the real word is. Sure. So listeners, if you know, genuinely, please reach out to us and tell us if you know what we're talking about.
Because he tries to then explain to us that it's a listening platform for music that is higher quality,
far, and I mean,
and you can see the sparkle in his eye
to what we are using.
Yeah, but again, we're like, why are you listening?
Trash people.
But then again, two, the only example we have of what this app is capable of is the live album from Germany.
Yes, and that's not his fault because we happen to talk about Garth Brooks, who's this very specific artist who is not even streaming on Spotify, which is crazy. Yeah. So then he's like, he's saying that it's like not rarest music, but he's saying like the highest possible quality of music, and
again, how many times did he say it?
I don't know, 200 times. And so then he's like, well, it's the absolute best, and we're like, but all it has is the live version from Germany. So then we're giving him a little bit of...
We're
riffing exactly. We're kind of teasing just slightly. And she's kind of smiling and kind of sees... But he's so sweet and he's just so passionate about it. Yes. But he's also just... Again, because he's so sweet, he's going to, to tease a little bit, you kind of go back and forth of like, but it only has the live German version. Like, is the song even in English or is it in German? Kind of like laid it on. So then, he tells us about this, and he's like, obviously, it's the clear like way to experience music. And then he had one of the most unique perspectives on music, genuinely I've ever heard. And I suppose I can try to. I don't want to I want to make sure I would do it. We'll have to have him on the pod. So please, big brother Shawn, if you're listening, I'm going to try to do my best. We're still poking at you a little bit just to have fun. But his whole thing is kind of similar to how I'm like a TV purist and movie purist, and I don't want subtitles and things, because that's a wild perspective to have. Yeah. I recognize that, because I just want you to lean in and really look at the art of what's been made. Yeah. So then he feels that way about music. So not that you can never have background music playing or whatever, but he feels like music should primarily not be quote unquote background music.
Right, it's the activity.
It's the, and I mean the activity. So he has this sound set up, y'all, where he'll turn on a thing and it takes two minutes to not load, but to
warm up.
Literally warm up. And it's not noise canceling headphones. It's these other special, hardwired specialty sounds.
Well, they're open. They're open on the other side.
Yeah,
yeah,
for maximum listening, something or other. And so he's after a long day or whatever of work, he wants to spend. And he said 15 minutes, and then we were quick to say, really 13? Because you said it takes 2 minutes. So again, he's being so genuine.
Yes, he was.
And telling us that, but we still just have to make our little jokes, don't we?
We can't. We got to take him down.
I know. We just can't help ourselves. But he was being so sweet and so sincere. And so then he's telling us about this, and it was just such an interesting, man. And then I said, I recognize that this is crazy. But I was like, man, I feel like, and we've talked about this on the pod a lot, doing that, having just listening to music being literally the only thing you're doing. You're not doing laundry while you're doing it, or it's not a background task. It's the full task. Feels a little luxurious.
Yeah.
And it feels a little bit wow, you must have a lot of time. What?
Yeah.
That's really gross that I thought that. But I shared it because I was saying that I'm I don't know why my brain went to that, but when you when you were describing it, Big Brother Shawn, that all I could think is wow, you have time to just do that, which is really gross and it's a weird way of interpreting that. So he actually is, the best in his life. Yeah. It was a really interesting perspective and a welcomed one. It was actually, I think, a really good idea. Especially if you want to hear a new album or something, and you want to just truly listen to it as an entire
he said,
thing.
It's a wind down thing he likes to do, with a little Beverly in his hand.
Of course. A little Beverly on the side. No.
Sure.
That sounds not really want to promote.
So then this morning, he so sweetly, as we're getting ready to leave, but he had quietly made the proper setup, here in the office because he had sold your dad his old setup.
That's right.
And
also like a very similar setup to
yeah. So he came through with follow through and asked if I would like to listen.
Yeah.
And I did. And I will say for like 2 of those minutes, I just, because at first you're like, okay, am I supposed to like, like, I don't know, you're just kind of in your head like, should I feel something?
Because you're only listening to music. It is a foreign concept to
and
us.
the sound absolutely was totally different, and it felt like I was, like in a concert hall in my ears. Like the actual physical feeling you get when you listen to live music. And it was loud, but it was not like loud with a cringe. Like my, like nothing happened to my body. It didn't hurt. My ears weren't doing anything, but it just was loud. But not but in like a warm, round way. Because it was
such a clear sound, I guess.
Yeah, it's in the open-airedness, the thing I think he was saying. But yeah, and it was, a song I have no emotional connection to. But there was like a 2-minute period where, I was standing and just looking out the window and like kind of forgot that I was standing. Like I got so into it, like just like.
Which is the whole point of what he's trying to do.
I know. And so I really was like...
we had made fun of it. Not made fun of it, but like to him, like made little jabs and stuff like about the live in Germany. Like we kept making that joke.
Can't let that go.
It was funny. But we kept making that joke. But then it's funny that the very next day, Amanda's like, well... I actually really, really enjoyed that experience.
I get it now.
Yes.
But no, it was nice. Again, I don't see myself in a position where I'll have that type of setup or want to do, but it was like, I get it. I could see again, but I'm with you. Like, I don't like to be on my phone when we're watching TV, even if it's just the same repeat stuff that I like to watch. Like, I try to really again, because I know my brain is addicted to doing multiple things at once, and like all that stuff that I'm trying to give my attention to one thing. Which is silly to say, but, it's hard to give your attention to just watching TV, but it is.
I know. Yeah. I know. Yeah.
So, shout out to Big Brother Shawn. Yeah. That was nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just appreciated the follow through of because you'll talk about late night stuff.
Right.
And then, you
leave it behind the night.
Yeah, but he had the follow through to come and bring it back up.
I really think you'd like this. Like, here, give it a try. I'm going to double down and just, at least let you experience it before you...
Yeah, well, and we had...
make jokes or something
that evening, we also had a very in-depth group panel, I would say, on a very specific cookie.
Yes, we did.
This is tough on my end, but,
yeah.
So I had to call Amy... I guess, was that Thursday? The night before? Yeah, it was Thursday. Yeah, it was. Yeah. So I called Amy in a bit of a tizzy for multiple reasons, some of which aren't pod worthy. But I had gone to Aldi and was checking out at Aldi, and, they have little end caps by the cash register. And they had, just this display of the Aldi version of Milano cookies. And categorically, I don't like crunchy cookies. And, I'm not tempted by a crunchy cookie. I'm like, pass for the rest of my life. But occasionally...
listeners can't relate. But
sure, again, opposites.
Yeah, of course. The wonder we know each other. That we
someone who purposely buys pecan sandies.
Oh,
absolutely
love
insane.
A Keebler's pecan sandy. Go ahead.
Literally, I could never for the rest of my life.
Yum. I can't wait to actually dive into some of the things that we got.
Sure.
Go ahead.
But I was tempted by these Aldi versions of the Milano cookie, and I thought, ooh, they have a double chocolate, because they had mint chocolate, which again, I could pass on for the rest of my life. And then they had double chocolate, and the packaging was so beautiful, and I just was standing there looking at it, and I just thought, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna buy those.
Yeah.
So I did, and then I had to go next to Walmart, so I was like, oh, this sounds like I want, I want one. So I got one out, and I attempted to bite through it, I think is the more appropriate, because the exact experience.
I had a similar experience.
That shortbread cookie cracker, whatever we're gonna call it, was so thick, your front teeth it was hard to chomp a bite off of the top.
Yes, it was confusing, like that cake show that you don't know if it's cake or if it's not cake.
Sure.
If it's a shoe or something.
Yeah.
It was just, it looked beautiful, so good, and it looked like you saw it and your sight allowed you to understand its texture in a moment.
Yeah.
And then it was not that
Nothing.
at all.
Yeah, it was jarring. It was like biting into like a pencil or something.
And if
like
someone
a
tells
pencil.
you that, we need to take a photo. Do we have any left?
No.
Do we have the picture maybe?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
We could
We
probably
can
find it.
unplug these. We're not going to plug them. We'll reverse plug them.
Well, right, but like
Yeah.
so that they can see, because I have a feeling, my theory is if they see the picture of it, they're going to say, listeners, I think you're going to say, because I did the same thing. Amanda tells me the story. I'm like, okay, but also she and I are opposites. I mean,
Yeah, you're like,
she
she's
doesn't
just
even
being-
like
she's just
keep
being
her
Miley,
keep her
you know?
Sandies. She just might being Miley.
Yeah.
So I was like, I hear what you're saying, but my eyes are telling me, and history has told me that what I am looking at is going to be very delightful.
Yeah, you're going to love it.
I'm going to love him.
Yeah.
And I go to try a bite of these in front of all my friends. And I go to take a bite, and my teeth just stopped on the cookie. I mean,
You had to like
I
second
tried to bite,
Yeah.
and then I backed out, which you never do that. You don't like try to bite a cookie and you just stop. I mean,
Pull away,
I like ginger snaps. I understand if you've got to go for it.
It's a muscle behind
It was so hard and not. Of course, it's what she had just said it was.
Yeah,
but
so I called
couldn't
it-
believe it.
Yeah, I called in a tizzy because I was like frustrated for a multitude of other reasons that week had been trying for me. And then I did this uncharacteristic thing that was be tempted by a crunchy cookie and then failed.
burned.
Really failed. Like I literally said to her, I took one bite out of this cookie and then I didn't even eat the rest of it, which is just crazy. And you know when you buy something at the grocery store, you're like, I'm gonna be just like wild and crazy and like I'm gonna get like you can't wait to devour that thing that like you just absolutely had to have in that moment.
Yeah.
And I was in the car by myself, away from my children, my husband. Like, I could have eaten 7 cookies if that's what I really wanted to do. But I had one bite, and I just was so upset by that. And then as we were talking, you know, some realizations about my hormonal cycle was like, oh, sure, this all checks out. No wonder I'm annoyed.
Yeah.
And I wanted this chocolate cookie thing that just didn't make sense for me. And then it failed me. And now I'm genuinely upset about it.
And
it
some
all
would
came
call
together.
irrational, not me.
Yeah, it was. No, of course not.
I
no. You took it all in stride. You
me
really
and
listened.
the breakfast burritos did that.
That's right. Unrelated. Yeah.
Unrelated, but I mean,
Absolutely, yeah.
very, very emotionally drained.
Sure. So Amy knew that going
Yes.
in to this Saturday night panel over this cookie, and we all evaluated it with such depth.
And again, everyone else tried it prior to me, so I don't know why
Yes,
I was late to the party.
because you were
but-
making a drink.
I was making everyone. Yeah, I was making everyone a White Russian.
Oh yeah.
Yes. And so I was getting everyone that, and then I kind of arrive, and I'm like, oh hey, now it's time, you know, because I'm open to not just I want to be different, you know, that kind of thing. I think
Sure.
that's younger
That's-
art school Amy, but truly like I'm super secure in what if I really like this. Like I was
Sure.
open to loving it, and again, visually, because looks can be deceiving. It looked like it was going to be so good, and yeah, I go to take a bite, and then just went. And like couldn't bite into it, and then she's like, "Go get back in there, like you can
Finish
You
the
know?
job. Yeah.
And then
You were upset by the layer of chocolate. You were upset
Yes,
by that.
that's-
Like personally offended by
I was,
that.
and then I was personally offended because I feel like I got a little bit of sass from the panel.
Yeah.
Because
the chocolate was not the problem for some of our, again, yeah, we're not going to agree on this.
we just don't agree on this. So,
Yeah.
listeners, I said my issue with it, among many, is, well, because first of all, it looks like it's going to be really good and it's not. And that's
Yeah,
mean. Like if
that's
you,
a bummer.
yeah, like if you're going to be like a cookie company, then
Again,
you
and the
treat, like,
packaging was beautiful.
it was so beautiful. It was
very
like
minimal.
specialty.
Yeah, and just like a
Just
glass of milk in the
sitting-
distance, but just
Yeah.
very like if I had a
I don't know, I'm
kitchen,
just
it
gonna
would
eat a little
look
cookie.
beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's gonna be like really light and
Yeah.
kind of airy, like a Danish cookie or something, like from the
Sure.
tins. It had that kind of a vibe.
did.
But the shape
Actually,
of
it's from
Mons-
the Netherlands, is what it said on the back.
Oh, well, are
Maybe
they
in
okay?
the Netherlands. Well, yeah, I again, that's going to be a reverse now. I'm moving forward.
That's really hard. Okay, so then I go to eat it, and then the inside of it, listeners, it looks like it's going to be Milano style, right? So you got like chocolate down the middle, but it was like just imagine you have a Hershey's bar, and you've taken, you've broken apart, one perfect rectangle.
Yeah.
That thickness, I believe, does not belong in the middle of a cookie hard. Like if it's melted or if it's like wove, like, you know, like mixed or something into like a mousse or something a bit softer. It's kind of like an Oreo or like a...
Sure. Yeah.
If it's chocolate, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need for you to not be literally just a big, thick, hard bar of chocolate.
It was hard work for the teeth.
In between a very hard cookie. Like, I was just... And then, for whatever reason, when no one backed me on that and everyone aggressively acted like it was totally normal to have that, I did get aggressive. I was like, what are y'all talking about? Like, we all agree we don't like the cookie, but what I'm saying makes a lot of sense. Like, right, guys? And the panel was just like, actually, no, I think Big Brother... Were we on the same page about that or no? I don't know. We were on the same page about something that evening.
Cookie. It smelled weird.
Yeah. Maybe I think we were just still bonding over the fact that we didn't bond over Garth Brooks. So maybe that's what it was that I'm thinking of. But
and while all of this is happening, sweet husband Shawn is just asleep.
Loudly snoring.
It's snoring at one point. It got so loud that I actually started to feel embarrassed, and then that's when I was like...
You did? I thought that was interesting. I thought,
it just was like, he's snoring, it's loud, we're talking over his snoring, and it's just like, I don't love it for him, I don't love it for me.
Oh, you more thought,
like, protect him,
you know. For him, like, would he be embarrassed by this or something?
Yeah,
so trying to,
we
like,
all
protect.
snore. It's not that. It's just like... You know, and it was continuous. So I was like, I'm gonna wake him up and have him go to bed in his bed. In the bed.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So
he couldn't even hang.
Many of my family members just in that exact room will fall asleep, and
so we said there was a vacuum and someone had to fill the hole, you know. So it was husband Shawn.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. So I wasn't even fazed by it. I was just like, oh, okay, like we're just rolling with this.
Right. So he missed out on all of this, though. That's the thing. We had Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah, and then there's like Back to Nature. We'll plug that too. The Back to Nature. Peanut butter cookies.
Those are good.
They are like they taste like a Nutter Butter, but they're like, I guess,
but in the form of an Oreo,
and they're organic or something or healthier.
I don't know. They were good though.
Those are bomb.com. They're very, very good. And then Thin Mints and then Tagalongs.
Yeah. So that panel, we enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was really nice.
I'll just do a quick synopsis of our drive.
Okay.
Just well, it just was one of those
on the
days.
Way down.
Yeah. On the way down. I saw you.
Sounds like I said banana. But I didn't.
Speaking of banana, my littlest son, I left the room at church on Saturday to go put something in the car and came back, and my son was just walking around with a banana. To this day, no one knows where that banana came from, whose it was, but then I tried to take it from him, and he threw a fit. And then sweet friend of the pod, she just was like, look.
We should really call her, like, Let Them Share It.
Sure. I feel like that was great.
She's and she one really of the listeners that told me about the book Let Them.
And she really did just say, let him have it. No one's going to miss it. It's already his banana. And I said, okay, thank you. I needed that. And I gave him the banana. I did, on her authority.
That's great.
I wish we got to talk more, because it was like we sat next to each other and it was like, we connected right away, and then life gets in the way. But I digress. That was banana. That was bananas.
That was bananas. Yeah. B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
And the drive was bananas. It was just, sometimes if you road trip enough, you experience some drives where you're like, we've been in the car for 6 hours, but have we traveled more than 20 miles? It doesn't feel like it. Like, you feel like you made zero progress the whole car ride. And that's just what ours was on the way down. And just a lot of traffic. And, you know, we left late, and there were some frustrating circumstances surrounding that. And I struggle with lateness.
I think listeners will understand that sometimes if you set your own timeline for something, it's not even necessarily like everyone agreed we're all counting on you. But if you have a set timeline and then it gets derailed, I think for some people it's more of a blow. You know? And
in my own defense, it was delayed by 2 hours. Yeah. And that's just tough. And I have 4 kids anyways, it's just a challenge. So... And we were traveling originally with dinner for us all to have dinner together. And then it was like, well, that's not going to work because we're not going to get there in time. But it just was one of those drives where, you felt like you made no progress. Like, as soon as we would hit 70 miles an hour, a slowdown would happen 2 miles later. And you're like, again, okay. And it was just that, and yeah, some other just like personal circumstances swirling around where I was like, I could choose to be mad about like all of these and be like, see, and again. And like we go to stop for dinner and I go to put my shoes on, my sandal broke. Yeah. What? And then of course we remember in that moment that no, the only other pair of shoes you have are your high heels you're wearing to church. So you're like, cool, of course, today would be the day that my sandal just gives out. Yeah. And then we stopped for dinner at Whataburger and we were going to get to go to eat in the van because again, we're 2 hours behind my personal timeline.
Right.
Just like we got to keep going.
Your children need to be fed.
Yeah, and getting to the Whataburger, we were in the middle of Knoxville traffic where it was 45 minutes to go 13 miles, which is just tough when you see that on the phone. Yeah. You're just like, yeah. Oh, man. And it really did take as long as it said it was going to take, which is a bummer. And then, yeah, we ordered our food. And my kids are excited and rambunctious and, you know, they're getting antsy and it's like, okay, wow, it's been like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You know what? I'm going to take them outside, babe. You get the food. So then I'm outside with them and they're leapfrogging over these little bushes and they want the drinks that I had put in the van. And so then I'm like, okay, fine. Well, we'll get you guys buckled in. Dad's going to be out with the food so quick and we'll just zoom. Right. It did indeed take 43 minutes for our to-go order from the fast food restaurant, which was just insane. And we were not the only ones. It really, like, food was just not coming out. Yeah. And then I went in and out a couple times to check in, and husband Shawn's just sitting there like, I don't, you know, like, I'm just trying to sit here and be patient. Like, I don't know. And then finally I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I go to get a refund because this is ridiculous. I'm like, and there's a Chick-fil-A right down the road. I'm like, let's just cancel this order. I can order on our app and like we could be in the car with food in 10 minutes from now. Yeah. Like done with this whole scenario. Mm-hmm. And so I go and stand in line at the register. There's one person ordering and then I'm directly behind him. That guy orders and it's the same guy who took my order. Mm-hmm. So it's not even like they didn't know I'm here. And I have my little thing, you know, it has like, it's like a table number thing with your number thing. So like I have the thing in hand very clearly. I've already ordered. And the guy in front of me, you know, slides away. He places his order. I step up and the guy behind the register physically looks over my head to not make eye contact with me, with another person who's just like off and to the side from me. And he's like, yes, sir, can I help you? Do you need an order? Well, this guy had already ordered and he just was literally trying to avoid, but he physically like stood up taller and looked over my head. You know, like a classic Dwight Schrute where you're like, I'm going to talk to you at your forehead. I'm looking at you.
I'm looking at you. Yeah. My students. I'm looking at you and then you're like, they're cross-eyed and you're like, okay, please stop. Like, Mm-hmm.
So, and then I'm like, hi. So I go up and I'm like, yeah, we need a refund for our order. This is ridiculous. And he was like, okay, well, let me go check. And so he goes back into the kitchen, beat, you know, take a couple beats. And then he comes in, he's like, look, they're putting the fries in the bag right now. It's like, okay, but again, in this whole experience, not a single explanation. We're so sorry. We know this took so long. We're short-staffed. The fryer's broken. We ran out of French fries. Oh, and we had tried to order a milkshake. They were out of milkshakes. Like, no explanation whatsoever. And then just hands our food and we leave. Because it was like, this is so frustrating. And, like, my blood is starting to boil. Yeah. So that was a real bummer because I'm texting with Amy while the kids are in the van earlier on when I hopefully had buckled them in, you know, not knowing 25 minutes was still left on our wait time. And I'm like, hey, you know, we're still this much away. You know, it's a bummer, but like as soon as we get our food and that we didn't know it would be another 30 minutes, but it's just like I was frustrated and you're on the other end receiving this, but it just was like, I need to get it out.
Of course.
And then trying to center myself. I literally was mantraing to myself, my children are healthy. Our car is working. The weather is perfect. Like, we're on our way to go do something luxurious. Mm-hmm. Like, I really was. I did say to myself probably 17 times, like, my children are healthy. Our car is working. The weather is nice. You know, because, like, it could have been freezing rain. Or it could have been 33. Or, like, where it feels like it's going to... Exactly. Yes. Yeah. There's so many things where it could have been bad or way worse. And it's like, yes, traffic is annoying, but, like, we could have gotten into our car accident. Our car... Like, there's so many things that could have gone wrong. Yeah. And our kids are healthy and thriving and, like, you know, attitudes come and go, whatever. But, like... it was just one of those drives where I could have complained about 1,000 things over and just been in such a slump. And it was like, I need to voice it once and then like I have to release it.
To recognize that like this is really frustrating.
This is challenging.
An annoying moment, but ultimately.
Yeah, we're going to do something fun for somebody like we love.
Yeah.
And get time where we're all going to be fulfilled. And like, then that's so true for so many different reasons. Like, I've loved watching the kids play together.
Yes,
which is just like, as time continues on and the more visits we do or like grandparents come or we go do stuff, I just find myself saying like, we're just like in such a good phase now. XYZ, like we can puzzle and it's not stressful. And like, again, Thanksgiving I even talked about where like the kids just played and the adults talked at 10 a.m. about serious biblical stuff. And it was like, this is so great because, and we experienced it here. Like for the most part, the kids just like played and it was awesome and they just clicked and we loved it. And the girls were like, they planned a whole
yesterday. We had not planned on seeing all of them today.
Yeah, not at all. It was like, well, we'll see them Saturday at church and then they'll come Saturday night and that'll be super fun. And
they started off as like, hi, I'm so-and-so.
Yeah.
Mom, and kind of like wanting to like, step away from the group. And then, as we said, in a few minutes, they were holding hands and all just loving life. And then they were planning. The two oldest girls were brand new buddies that had met before technically, but they were really little. So they like no memory of that. And they're like, okay, so tomorrow what if we like went to like a spa?
Yeah, and then got our nails
done. And they both were holding out their nails and their unpolished, sweet kindergarten and second grade fingernails and going, I don't have any nail polish. Me neither. So we can go there and we can get a massage. They had like planned this whole, I'm like, how did you even know what that is? Like, that's great.
They were going to end with a hunt for a dream house, like an actual dream house that was pink and was going to grant wishes is what I was told.
Oh, okay. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they just had a whole plan. So they ended up, it was, what was interesting, a little funny, just not, is that while you're having your crisis and you're delaying, Amanda's like, I'm so sorry, dude. Like, it's going to be like near on 9:00 before PM before we get there. Yeah. And all I hear is, oh, all right, well, I don't need to rush at all because I'm always the one that's like rolling in on two wheels to these trips. That's how I feel. Like I'm always like,
because you come from school and you got to travel.
I come from school. Yeah, like I don't. There's different factors I can't control. I can't leave early, or whatever. And so I went for over an hour walk, which my AirPods were dead. So then that was a nice, like, just silent walk. That was, like, actually really lovely. I got done with the walk, and listeners, I don't know if I've mentioned it ad nauseum. I think I have. I'm not a big nature girly, and yet I've loved it. That's the third walk I'd been on.
Another new personality.
Week. I know, new personality. You throw your phone away. No, I haven't thrown my phone away, but you get a phone-free bedroom, and then you turn into somebody who likes walks in nature. Yeah. But, like, literally that day, I go for a walk that I now had time for because she's like, oh, we're in line, and this is happening, and we have another setback. And I'm like, dude, that's terrible. I'm really sorry. Like, genuinely, I could tell you were frustrated in that and, like, listen. But for me, I'm like, well, I guess I can. I'll just go ahead and do this. And, like, after the walk, I just had such a, like, fresh, helpful perspective. I just, like, bowed my head when I got in the car and just, like, prayed and thanked God for this wonderful extra time I had. And it was just such
at the cost of peril.
Well, I mean, I didn't, plan for that aspect, but it did open up that. So I was like, well, and then I went home and leisurely packed from my handwritten list from the night before in my phone-free bedroom. And, I just slowly was like,
made
well,
dinner,
I guess
showered?
Yeah, I made an entire black-eyed pea soup. That was not the plan, but I just, it was a kitchen sink kind of a soup, and I just went ahead and cooked that up because I was like, well, they're going to get food on the way, so not knowing again the peril you're in, but just kind of like, okay, well, I guess I'll just do this. And what time is it? All right, well, I still got, all right, no need to rush, and so I'm just like, having the best time, setting up the kids' palettes and stuff before they arrive. Like, okay, I'm just enjoying Mom and Dad's house completely alone. So I had a really great day that day.
Yeah. I was happy for you all.
Yeah. But then, obviously, breakfast burritos came later, so
sure, your time
we all had highs and lows, but
that's great.
Yeah. It was great.
It was great.
Yeah. But all in all, I think think a good visit, my dude, you know? Mm-hmm. It's nice.
Yeah, it's been really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't, we didn't have huge plans to go and do a bunch of things, but
no,
just a lot of quality time, staying up and just chatting, and kids, and my kids just think you're hilarious and awesome and all the things, so that's just fun to watch.
Most of the time, except for this morning, but
sure, in a general sense, they genuinely do. Yeah,
I know, that was really sweet. There was a lot, even at church, they
wanted to sit with
like you and I did not sit together at church, which
not.
sounds kind of interesting, but at church it was like, can we sit next to Aunt Amy?
Well, yeah, because you wanted to sit in the front row. And I have a 1.5-year-old.
Yeah,
that's just not going to cut.
That's just where I sit. It's not even where I want to sit. I mean, I do want to sit there, but it's just where I sit. It's my spot.
It is who you are. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like to give good eye contact to the speaker to let them know they're doing a good job.
Mm-hmm. Sure, of course, that is your role. That's your job.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But 1.5-year-old does not belong in the front row.
No.
And they did awesome, but even then, I could tell husband Shawn a few times, our youngest is 4, and she would kind of creep out a little bit far, into the open aisle space where it was like,
bring it back.
Yeah, clean it in, keep it tight, sort of thing. I could tell he was stressing. I'm like, it's a video. It's you're not stressing the speaker out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But they wanted to sit with you, which is very sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sweet.
I don't know where I was going with that beyond that, but
yeah, it was great. Well, I think it was cool to see that they obviously you want your kids to have a really good experience and stuff too, but it's kind of like, okay, well, they'll be along for the ride and they'll enjoy just kind of seeing a new place and whatever else, but to bond and connect with that many other kids that are around their age and all just I don't know, lean into the, let's go do this, let's go, and to hear them just laughing uncontrollably in the other room, just pulsing with sound, but not unsafe, just truly oh, that's
an adult
silly.
comes in and they're all like, oh, Jack,
get out of here!
Yeah,
they said scram to brother-in-law Shawn.
So great. They're like, get out of here, you traitor! And it's like, traitor? I don't think I don't think you understand the full concept, just scope of that. But okay.
The your oldest came in to ask if we had brownies on Saturday night, and she goes and reports back to the army of children that are in, I guess it was just 6 children. Was it 6? No,
I have 4.
No, it was more. Yeah,
7, 9.
9. So there's 9 children in one room, and they're just 9 children under
10,
under 10, under 9.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. 9 children under 9, not 9 under 9.
Sure.
9. And so they're all in there, and then she reports back, and then a perfect Von Trapp line of children emerge, looking around did someone say that there were brownies out here? And this is after we heard not blood-curdling screams, but really crazy, wartime or whatever it is that they were doing in there, and then they emerge ready for brownies, and it was just the whole sweet little. Yeah. They just met each other, but that's sort of the power of kids. They're just great. We're BFFs. It's finally not a big deal. Yeah,
it was really sweet. So we enjoyed all of that. No, it's been such a good visit.
Yeah.
Look, we did a podcast because really we were.
Yeah, guys, it got a little dicey there. Well, we ended up hosting brother-in-law Shawn and 3 of my 2 nieces and nephew, and so which was awesome. Because the kids were having such a good time that they were just began to plan. Well, I'll see you tomorrow.
So they did. That was the girls really facilitated. I was like, well, your nephew has a basketball game, and then I was like, okay, well, it's gonna rain, and we weren't gonna really go for a walk. And I was like, no, I think. That would be great. And my son wants to maybe play basketball with the Parks Department this next year. So I was like, this would be great. Let's go and get our eyes on what this could potentially look like, for him.
That was so cool.
But the girls were like, oh, well, then I guess we'll get together afterwards. And I'll see you at the game. And then,
The girls were they were teenagers.
Yeah, we're like, we can't not follow through with these plans.
Too? Yeah, and, my niece is like, yeah, I go to all the games. And so then they just acted like they have this full
my oldest was like, can we go to the game? We have to go to the game.
We have to go to the game tomorrow.
And to say game, because we're so sports illiterate in our house.
Sure.
Yeah, my kids did call it a basketball show, which is just really great.
Like a picture show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really sweet. And I think they had a good time. They
the bleachers were just exhilarating.
Yeah, well, they took a liking to, once they realized what color team, you know, like a red jerseys team that my nephew's on, the other team was in like a sort of gold uniform. And so no one could hear them because they were so far, like they weren't offending anyone. But anytime like gold would do something well, they were like, "Boo, gold! No,
I know,
come on!" And so I was like, "Okay, well, we'll work on." You know,
I did reprimand them once because I'm like, "Hey, y'all, we don't boo," because it was it was that first one was like a loud unanimous like boo. You know, like.
They just
y'all know, I know,
understand, yeah,
in a reverse way, but it's like we're all just children out there trying to play basketball on a Sunday.
Well, then my nephew that played, I told him that because he's the oldest, so, you know, the old wise one, Father Time of them, who's in the 3rd grade, and I said, "Hey, your cousins and then your brand new friends, anytime the other team scored or did anything, they just yelled boo," and he laughed so hard. He was like, "They did." Like, oh no, they can't say that. So he thought that was hilarious. He was like, "Well, I like the energy, you know, frankly, like that's what
and then they accidentally cheered. Oh, when they thought, they weren't paying attention. They just saw basketball. They're like freaked out. Yeah, and I was like,
and then it was the wrong team, so they were like, "Oh, come on," you know,
that
like
was pretty good.
They felt betrayed by their own cheers.
Yeah,
so
it was fun.
That was great. I know it was a good way to like get out of the house. The brewery. I mean, I'm sure that our listeners have figured out hack as well, but like the brewery is just. I really am a big fan. So many breweries now are like so kid friendly and have a bunch of like
I wonder
board
if that's
games
like
and
niche
that.
here or other places.
Oh, everywhere. That's what we find in every city that we're in with Big Brother Shawn and his. Like that's what we do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's becoming really, I think, culturally a thing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I would think it'd be like in other states. Again, listeners, write in, tell us we're wrong, or not. But you know, be nice.
Or interact with us, whatever.
Yeah. Like us.
So good.
Yeah. Well, okay. Do you have anything to plug? By chance? Manders?
Update, I did finish the Cher memoir. Part 1, guys. So there's a part 2 coming. Yes! And I don't know when that comes out, but it's literally Cher memoir. Part 1 is what it's titled.
Okay.
Not just the audio, but like the full, you know.
Yeah.
So I did finish that.
Okay.
You know, to try to remember what my life was like when we weren't here.
Yeah.
Feels hard to tap into.
I mean, well, you mentioned the breakfast reading. You said, and I quote, that was this morning. And that trauma,
yeah,
I mean,
we're still
feels
walking through
like
that.
Yeah, it feels like it was a long time ago. So sure.
No, I don't have anything to plug.
Great. Okay, wonderful. I don't really have anything except...
Well, yeah.
I started a new Mel Robbins book that I'm already deep within and loving. Specifically, chapter 9 of this book, I'm going to throw it out there because on Spotify, not on Qdoba, you know, because they don't, famously, they have really good music, but not...
Queso and Chips.
Queso and Chips. The streaming platform that Big Brother Shawn mentioned. We're being mean again, even though, again, we were wrong to do that, but we're going to keep doing it. But other Mel Robbins book, her second book, I believe, like her big one, is The High Five Habit. And I've been reading that and really enjoying it. And it starts off, we were like, this is a little bit cheesy. I don't know. Like, high five yourself in the mirror. Are you serious? Like, are you, you know? But she puts it like, are you serious? I know this sounds kind of like, you know, dumb or whatever. You're going to feel dumb or foolish doing this. But then, you know, the more she explains things and the more she goes into research, it was like actually really helpful. And like, yes, I'm really enjoying that. So I'll plug that.
Great.
The High Five Habit. I've not read the 5-second rule or the 5-second habit or whatever. I think that was her first like breakthrough book. Sure. So I can't speak to that one. But so far, what I've read of this, I really like. And she's not, I don't think, I think she might be like religious or something like personally, but she doesn't really put that into her books. But I definitely, while reading, would recommend our listeners of faith to like, I don't know, I think there's definitely some spiritual parallels where you can like, okay, based on the understanding I think I have, you know, or I know I have like, some really like some wisdom in what she has to say. So anyway, that's my plug.
It's a good plug.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I cannot wait to dig into those snacks that we have.
Yeah, you went pretty hard on some snacks, like a snack order, which is good.
I did. Yeah. I know. We can post that.
Can I plug
picture.
my onion dip?
Oh, that should be your plug. Yeah.
Sure. Well, and again, it's Ina Garden. Her French onion dip.
Yeah.
Also, again, has become my new personality because I think this is the 5th or 6th time I've made it now.
Wow. Okay, so you're like really good at it as well.
Yeah, because now I don't. I just do it from memory and like from heart and feel because I can't actually. Yeah, but I mean, you slice the onions, you saute them in butter until they're caramelized, and then you are mixing everything from scratch, and then like it's mayo, and I make my own mayo, and sour cream cheese, and then like cayenne, salt, pepper. I add a dash of Worcestershire sauce.
That's how my dad says it too.
Yeah, and it's just wonderful, and so. That with shout out to Costco. Again, I'll plug Costco always.
Ever heard of it?
They currently have, and they've been carrying it for a while now, so please just keep it around.
Yes.
Because they're like Aldi and they like to get you hooked and then stop carrying it. But they are potato chips that are literally just beef tallow, potatoes, and salt. And that with that dip.
It's absolutely magical.
Yeah.
Well, the first night, I never even had a brownie. Can you believe that? The first night.
I think there's a few.
That's what I'm going to get into. Sure. I just wasn't ready for it. I didn't want anything sweet. I just was thinking about this.
And you like salt?
French onion dip, and I love salt. So I ate so.
It hit.
Yeah, it hit.
The kids got into the chips today, which is a little scary. But it's going to all level out. We're going to finish out the chips and the dip, and it's all going to be a clean,
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was absolutely wonderful.
But again, so yeah, Ina Garden, her recipe for French onion dip, that'll be my plug.
Great. All right, well,
all right.
I love you.
This has been so nice.
We love you guys. Have fun.
Yep. Can I say one thing?
Yes.
Okay, great. As we're looking at, I'm a brunette. Look at my hair.
Yeah, we both are.
No, that is.
Look at this though.
Yeah. But you've always been a brunette, right?
Well, yeah, I have always been a
brunette. But you know what I mean?
Biologically.
Sure, yes, but I've always been a blonde by nature, and now it's undeniable. I've not had my hair colored since May of 25, because this is 26. It's almost been a year. Not necessarily on principle, like I'm going to dye my hair. It just is literally the last time I did it.
Go ahead. You thought I was going to say the right.
No, I'm scared. I don't know.
I'll let you continue.
Okay. The last time I did it, I wasn't overly thrilled. And I spent 4 hours in the chair and more money than I'd ever spent on my hair. And then time just hasn't found a way. And I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to just embrace what I have. But as a couple times I've caught myself on the camera and I'm like, oh, I'm a full-on brunette. And my daughter draws my hair with brown on our family photos, so.
That's like aggressive and mean, but
I needed to let it go. Yeah, I needed to say it to let it go.
When I see your hair in person and on camera, I don't think about it as being brown or brunette. I just think, well, Amanda's blonde, but right now it's this color.
Sure, thank you.
Isn't that weird?
No, but that actually means a lot.
Just in my own, the privacy of my own mind.
No, but you and Amber were always very good about complimenting my blonde hair. And like I would do a braid and you're like, it just, with your blonde hair, it looks so good. And like
my sister and I are like creepily obsessed with hair, with hair and blonde hair. And then your children, can I do a little plug for my own skills?
Sure, plug my daughter's hair.
Well, really it's your daughter's hair, but I worked with gold.
Literally,
yes, for church, I had the best time getting ready because I was like, well, are we doing braids, ladies? Like, what are we thinking? Because I love braiding hair, and I really don't get the chance to do it all that often, you know? Yeah. And so your oldest was like, yeah, I want a braid, and we discussed the braid. And then I was like, well, she was like, well, what braid are you doing, Aunt Amy?
That's
like,
right. She wanted it,
and I was like, and I wasn't trying to be rude, but like the outfit that I wore, which I really enjoyed, it was giving Cruella de Vil, but the outfit that I wore, like a black and white situation, like kind of a really fun, kind of crazy top, black top that I was wearing. I needed to have curly hair, so like I'm gonna curl my hair, kind of a thing. And so she was like, I said, "Oh, can I curl your hair?" And she was like, "Oh, yeah, like." cool. Y'all. I mean, did we even get a picture?
I got a picture of her with her sweater on, so it didn't give full hair because, like,
even
when
like
she
from
was
behind or something would have been good,
Yeah, but
it was just. I mean, her hair, Amanda's children's hair, in honor of husband Shawn, really is, I believe, where it comes from. But
I looked exactly the same.
Oh,
that's
I thought
my hair too. We literally both had that hair.
God, okay, I thought you were.
Which is why my identity was so wrapped up
in the blonde.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Again, we didn't know each other until last week. I don't, I don't know. I'm sure. Yeah. I'm trying to cover my tracks. Anyway, and her children's hair are the most blonde of any blonde. And so. And thick as all get out.
The thickness is husband.
Oh, man.
The
deliciously thick.
Side, yeah.
So, I had multiple layers of curls that I'm doing with, like, my, like, longe, whatever it's called. Like, straightener, but I'm using it as a curling iron. I mean, those curls were luscious. And then little sweet thing, little sis is... Like, I want to do a braid. She's 4. And I'm like, can you look this way? Can you look this way? And she's just like, so she'll look that way for a second, but then she gets distracted and she's just like so sweet. Well, she has a super, 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 super side part. And so it's always just straight up in her face. And so I was like, I did this little...
Let's show the world your face.
Yes, like the world needs to see it because, all your children are beautiful, but like...
yeah, she's a...
Nora is just... They're all just knockouts. Anyway, and so her face is revealed. Everyone is like shocked and like, she's so beautiful.
She took her glasses off.
Exactly. Her ponytail out. Glasses off, ponytail out, mascara on, and she was like, a knockout. And so, I did a little braid in her hair. And that braid, it was like, half up.
It's still in there.
It's still in to this day. It is now Sunday evening, and that was Sabbath morning. So Sunday morning.
My oldest daughter, like, her curls really faded this afternoon, but no hairspray, no product.
No, we didn't, because I didn't have
we didn't know this was happening.
Yeah.
Flawless all Saturday. And, like, hard play with the kids.
Yeah.
Hard, sweaty play with the kids.
Yes.
Stayed, slept in them. Up Sunday morning, I was like, your hair's still in curls. But it did start to finally die down today. Yeah. In the evening, in the afternoon. But, so...
So that was really magical. But no, the reason I gasped earlier, that you're all going to hear, and that Amanda was confused by, is that I'm getting ready for church. So I have a moment of, alone time in my master's suite. And I see something that made me go, like, really shocking. And so I, like, kind of tiptoed out and was like, Amanda, can I borrow you for a second?
Can you see me in my office?
Can you just come into, like, the master bathroom for a second? And she comes in, and y'all... It is revealed that I have several,
turns out,
like, on the middle part of mine, like, wiry, straight up, hard gray hairs on my head. Mm-hmm. And she was like, oh, wow, that's so crazy. And I tried to just be like, that's crazy, right? I don't know what I was expecting for you to say or whatever, but because in an instant look, I was just like, oh, you're old and ugly, which is insane.
That is insane.
And when I see that on others, do I think that about other women? No, of course not. That's insane. And I think like, ooh, wow, like, you look, and like, as I've seen even different family, like my mom or someone that like, she has like a little bit of that silver, like just a little like touch of that. It's like, it gives her hair this like, I personally believe
thickness,
gorgeous like thickness and like dimension to it, like the color like aspect of it. And yet when I saw it on myself, it was like a really interesting experience. Anyway, and so
I was like, oh, should I not have told you there were a few other up there?
No, you had to do what you had to do, but I was just like, I feel like
once you get up there, you have an aerial view and you're like, oh yeah, sure, there's another one, another one.
Then and I think, and I don't think we ever like compare ourselves to each other. Do you know what I mean? No, but then your reaction was like, whoa, that's crazy. Like kind of whatever.
Envious, actually.
Well, then she's like, yeah, because mine has it. And she, you're a couple years older than I am. Yeah. And everyone's body's hair, is all completely different. And yet my brain was like, you don't have any yet? Like, so then I was a weird game of like,
husband Shawn, I would say 35% of his head is gray. And he's younger than you are.
Right.
So it's just different.
No,
But
it
yeah,
all
I
is
know.
just different.
But no, I was a little, because I'm like,
And I have so many
don't.
friends that are younger than I am that have way more, you know, like whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
Or they have experience in a voice like, oh, you know, it's just kind of a part of life. And I'm like, oh yeah, of course, you know, you're beautiful. And I'm not like just saying it. Like I believe that.
Sure,
but
now you're
anyway.
going to dye your roots from now until...
I know, that's what I thought. I was like, oh no, I have to like, I mean, I genuinely kind of, my brain started to go like racing a little bit like, okay, should I like book an appointment? And then I was like, oh.
At this point,
It's
we would just
literally
pluck
like
the 3
5.
hairs
I mean,
that are
literally,
up there,
it's like 3 to 5 hairs on the top of my head, but also like, what? That's crazy. Anyway, so I'm
big developments.
Yeah, I'm dealing with that, listeners.
Sure.
Just again, mother time over here. She's like, even though you're literally older than I am, it's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm just like, I have some gray hairs now. So, listeners, if you want to send in something for encouragement, you're welcome to.
You want to lift me up? That'd be great.
I'm drowning. Yeah. So.
Seems like a good way to cut out.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to We Probably Have a Plan, a friendship podcast.
Our show was created by us, Amy and Amanda.
Our sponsorship is still completely vacant at the moment, but if you know anyone that loves a good hang, a good time, and a podcast about friendship, let us know. Thank you, dear, sweet listeners.
Bye.
Bye.